What's up, my crypto legends? In this episode, we're taking a look at the Bitcoin price finally breaking out from this descending wedge with a huge daily candle. In this episode, we're taking a look at what kind of breakout this was. Was it successful? Well, yes, because we did break out above the $39,000 big major resistance, and we did it with a huge amount of volume. Now, what is next? What major levels should hold with this correction is what we are going to discuss. What big major resistance? I'm going to explain you why we got rejected from this level. Also, guys, what major levels we do have above us, beneath us, so we can take advantage of the market. And we also taking a look at the S&P 500. A few days ago, we were talking about this bullish case scenario where we had these pin bars and also printed another pin bar, getting liquidity below this low over here, finally getting the bounce from the resistance here, turning into support of this descending channel. We're gonna have a quick look at the S&P 500, okay, because it looks pretty good for some bullish momentum. We know that it was only 0.5 the hikes from the Federal Reserve, not too bad. Let's dive in. Hi there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus. New to channel, make sure to subscribe. Daily take on Bitcoin crypto, also to live stream to connect with you guys, the community. I am not a financial advisor, so do not buy or sell anything that I say. And if you do so, do your own research. Guys, if this video gets over 2,000 likes and you comment down below, you are eligible for a giveaway in Bitcoin. So make sure to smash up the like button, comment down below, and let's dive in here, keeping it super simple. All right, here with the chart, we did have this breakout from this descending wedge finally. Okay, everybody was extremely scared, everybody predicting a dump. Okay, more than 90% of the people were saying, you know, hikes are here, markets are going to crash. And then what do we get? Well, we get the other part, okay, which is the other face of the card, which is a massive big pump. All right, well, massive big pump, a pretty decent pump, all right, for the traditional stocks and also for Bitcoin. What I want to show you here, the massive big level that we were looking for it to defend the high lows of the support, the daily, weekly level, the descending wedge formation, all right. So a lot of influence at this range, and we did finally get that pop here to the upside. Now, most importantly, we want to know what major levels are important, okay? What major levels? Is this a successful breakout? Well, yesterday we were mentioning on the live stream, you know, this is still not a big breakout, right? We are breaking the resistance from the lower highs, but we want to break the last lower high, which is at $39,000 with a huge amount of volume. This has happened already. This has happened. So potential continuation after consolidation to the upside is very, very likely, okay? Just because of the impact of the volume breaking the resistance of this descending wedge. And what I want to show you also here, you know, remember yesterday we were talking about the VPVR, you know, the major resistance that we have seen the price stopping several times at this range because of VPVR, big strong level. We need to break the $39,000 because if we take a look at the last 5 months traded, the biggest point of control is right over here. We are currently above it. So this range should be holding very nicely as support. The 38.5, 39, okay, give or take a few $100s because of volatility. We're not going to get an exact stop at that range. We're going to see a little bit of scary action, volatility potentially, and then this range will hold for potential continuation to the upside. Now, what I want to show you also is why did we stop here? Because we need to learn, all right, why are we stopping at certain points? Why are we stopping at this resistance? Is it because of fib levels? Is it because of price action has stopped before here? Is it because of VPVR? Is it because of moving averages? Whatever you like to use. And yeah, we need to know why we stopped here for a potential, you know, trade opportunity, give or take a short or maybe a long position. And what I want to show you right over here is, you know, the daily level that we had marked. Okay, we talked about this daily level yesterday, and it's pretty cool to see how we closed a day below this range. I'm talking about this level over here, $39,727. So you can see that reaction at this daily level right over here. Next daily level above us is the $40,414, where we do have the close and open, as you can see. So there is going to be quite a lot of resistance while we are picking up here with BTC. But so far, so good. Now, what if we do have a correction? Because if I go to the 4-hourly chart, okay, and, you know, there is pretty large volume. I mean, look at this. Nice green candle to the upside with a huge amount of volume. We haven't seen a volume this size, okay, for the last at least 1 month, okay. At least for 1 month we haven't seen a volume this size, which is absolutely phenomenal. So if I zoom in here, okay, what major support levels should hold? Well, obviously this $39,000 area, okay, where we do have one of the strongest point of control from the last 20 days, 25 days traded, okay, inside of this wedge. The biggest point of control is right there at 39K. So if we do start correct at this range, we should be holding nicely. But also not because of the point of control. We have seen the Bitcoin price stop there several times. Look at this nice bounce as support. We did get some volatility all the way down to 38.5, but this range held, okay. This is the moment where you break inside of the 4-hourly chart. You get scared, you finally hold it and have the reverse, okay. So make sure to stay cautious, all right, because we could get that volatility below 39K. It's a possibility. Hit 38.5, for example, and then get that bounce. But as you can see, this biggest point of control, we got support right there, we got resistance right over here, as you can see. So it's kind of a double bottom right there, and we've got a kind of a neckline at 39K. It should be holding pretty nicely with a little bit of volatility potentially to continue back up. All right, just showing you the big major supports that I see here on the chart. And if I zoom even closer, if we take the extreme low, which would be in between this one right over here on the 30th of April or the 3rd of May, okay, if we take a look at fib levels, or depending if this was the short-term top, all right, around about $40,000, then fib levels, we are looking at 50% and also 618, which would be slightly below $39,000. Okay, 382 is right here above 39K, and 50% Fibonacci, and 618, okay, from the low to this high is in between 38.5, just slightly below 38.5 and 38.7, as you can see. So you could see that below 39K level, hitting the fib levels, holding nicely as support before potentially continuing up, okay, creating that next higher low. Of course, this doesn't have to happen. We could just consolidate at this range. If we take a look at the 1 hourly, we might be forming a short-term pennant here, okay, or a short-term bull flag, and then break, and you're not going to get that correction down to even 39 or 38.5. So this is also very, very possible, because what usually happens a lot of the time when you're at the very low of a downtrend is that you don't get those retracement. You just see the price rallying and rallying, okay? So you're probably waiting for that nice correction, and then the price, is not going to do that. You're just going to go sideways, potentially have a leg up, waiting for a bigger correction, have a leg up, and this is the moment where you kind of FOMO and then you have the big ABC correction. I just want to show you, because it has happened before. It happens a lot of the times when you break, a lower high from a downtrend. So in this case of Bitcoin, if you do see this big massive downtrend over here, and then you suddenly see this big pump right there, and you have this small consolidation, and the price starts pumping and starts pumping and starts pumping until you get bullish, and then you have the major drop. Okay, so when you start breaking major resistance levels and looking bullish, you might have waiting for that correction, and you might just see the price just start breaking major resistance levels. Now, like I said, big resistance level, another one at $40,400. If we go back here to the daily, it is a pretty strong level, okay, daily level, as you can see on the chart right there. So we're going to have stops if we were to reach the target of this descending wedge, which is round about the 42.5, 43K levels, okay, top of the wedge. And last few days, we are also taking a look at this over here, the bump and run scenario, guys. Let me see if I can find the chart right over here. Okay, if we go to the 4-hourly chart, I still think this is very, very possible, where we are going to come back up here to the $43,000 in the next coming days, potentially, to retest this resistance. And this is the moment where we do not know if it's going to be a successful breakout. Are we going to get heavily rejected at this potential bump and run scenario? Stay cautious, guys. You know, I'm still sticking with this prediction, all right, with this potential retest of the highs of the wedge and also the resistance of these lower highs. Of course, you know, this is kind of the potential momentum because of the breakout of this descending wedge. So everything points out that we should be hitting this level in the next few days, potentially in less than a week. Remember, for all of those experienced traders, down below you have an insane bonus on Bybit. This is my favorite swing trading platform where you get up to $4,050 worth of bonus and 0% maker fees for 30 days. You basically don't pay any fees for 30 days if you sign up with my link in the description. Now, Prime XBT, you can get up to $7,000 worth of bonus. They have over 50 assets, Forex, gold, oil. You can use Bitcoin or stable coins as collateral while you're trading, and you have this bonus available. Basically, it's 7% added to your initial deposit. Down below, I have both tutorials of these platforms. So let's take a look at the S&P 500. We did have these pin bars that we were talking about on a video just about 2 or 3 days ago, where we had a couple of pin bars. We did have a little bit of volatility and then a leg up here, also a little bit of volatility, and then you can see those legs up. Now we also printed a pin bar right over here. It had a slightly, you know, lower body. As you can see, the body was slightly smaller, but I was already saying, you know, we are printing a pin bar, which is, you know, on the daily, which is pretty bullish. We are hitting major resistance. We've already got a liquidity zone, okay, a demand zone right over here, which is slightly below these lows on the S&P 500, big support area, and we are also getting supported from the resistance of this descending channel. So I mean, you know, it was a very likely scenario that we were going to see some kind of a bounce. We've lost these lows, got that bunch of liquidity, getting that consolidation, pin bar on the daily, you know, it was very likely to get this bounce, even though the Fed is going to put interest rate up. Okay, sometimes the charts indicate that you are going to have that short-term pump. Okay, I was bullish in the short term here, looking for that bounce, but then you had, you know, we were staying cautious, because what if the Fed does put the hike up, you know, 1%? Imagine that. Then obviously the market would have had a massive event to the downside, right? Kind of a small capitulation, very likely. So what I want to show you here on the S&P 500 is that we're basically hitting a big resistance. We are forming a kind of huge descending broadening wedge here, where we did hit the resistance here, slightly above it, slightly below this one here, and this one over here. So it does look like that we're hitting big resistance at the moment, which is here the 4,300 points. Right over here, as you can see, big resistance, many touches at this level. Look at this big consolidation here, getting supported on the 24th of January till the 28th of January, 4 days getting bounces exactly at the 4,300 points, as you can see, getting those major bounces right there in January. So this is a big major level. It's very likely, if we do manage, okay, to break out successfully from this zone, then it will be turning into big support, okay, for continuation. Next major resistance, of course, is this one right over here. Sorry about this. This one right over there, which is at the 4,400 points, as you can see, big consolidation right there. Now, as you can see, big resistance at 4,300 points. We are creating this low, this lower low. Are we going to manage to create a slightly higher low here, creating a kind of inverse head and shoulder at the very end of a trend? Okay, this is very possible. Okay, I do see some bullish momentum on the S&P 500. Volume is pretty impressive to the upside. Looking pretty good, as you can see on the 4 hourly chart. We can go to the 1 hourly chart, you know, big spikes in volume, pretty nice from yesterday with the FOMC meeting results. So I think that we are potentially going to create a higher low here for continuation to the upside on the S&P 500. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comment section. Are you extremely bearish or bullish in the immediate short term? Let me know. Check out the Bitcoinsensus website. You have the latest news and technical analysis ideas here, totally free information down below in the description. Thank you, guys, and I will see you in the next one.